The Wild made it 10 straight victories in the land of 10,000 lakes on Wednesday when they beat the Ducks by a 3-2 final. Minnesota has a plus 19 goal differential during the home winning streak, and they now own the NHL's fifth best home points percentage. The Wild will play 13 of their 25 remaining games at home beginning on Thursday when they host the Blues for the first of 8 meetings between these two teams. All right, before we go, I was thinking about how it's the Sweet 16 in the NCAA basketball tournament, right? And I thought, for hockey, we're going to have a Sweet 16 of our own in about a month or so here. So, Mike Kelly, we're bringing you in, putting you on the spot. Who is your Sweet 16, meaning the 16 teams that you think are going to make the Stanley Cup playoffs this year?
We got them on the big board right over here, right? So let's take a look. Yeah, we did a whole breakdown here of everything that I think is going to happen, which means my bracket's probably busted already. But I got a rematch of the Stanley Cup final in round one. Dallas taking on Tampa Bay. I think the Islanders finish in that 2 spot. I like the Islanders. They're going to be up there. Boston taking on Washington. That's a good one. How about a little original 6, the original rivalry, Toronto and Montreal in that 1-4 spot. Love to see that. That would be amazing for sure. Your Minnesota Wild taking on the St. Louis Blues. We know they got a lot of games coming up. Let's throw it into a playoff series also. I think there's going to be a lot of very cool matchups just because of the divisional alignment here.
Yeah, exactly. And we should remind people that the first 2 rounds this year are going to be all divisional play. So things are going to get very spicy very quickly. And I do love your Dallas Stars pick that they'll sneak into that top 4 in the Central despite their terrible start. Okay, so now we're moving on to the Elite 8. And the biggest takeaway here, Mike, is the Habs upsetting the Toronto Maple Leafs. Why do you think they can do it?
Spicy. Well, when's the last time Toronto won a playoff series? It's been over 15 years, right? So it's not like it's a given. I think they're the best team, the Maple Leafs, in the North Division, but I think Montreal is a matchup problem for them.
Okay.
Fortunately, there's no 3-on-3 overtime in the playoffs. You know what I'm talking about, Jamie, for the Canadians. But yeah, I just think that's one of those matchup problems where Montreal could give them a real tough time. Winnipeg, Edmonton would be a ton of fun. I like Winnipeg. Colorado, I'm sorry, Jamie. I like Minnie. Colorado's too much to handle. I think they're going on. But yeah, I think we'll see with that Montreal-Toronto one. I think that could be really good if they play each other. Yeah,
another upset that caught my eye. The Bees taking down the top-seeded Capitals in your playoff bracket. So very interesting. Boston fans will like that. Okay, so then we get to the Final Four. And at this point, we're going to redo all the seeding because of the way that the Stanley Cup playoffs is going to be. There's not going to be traditional conference finals. It's just going to be based on regular season points. So with that being said, you have Tampa, Winnipeg, and Colorado versus the Islanders. How about the Islanders making it to the semifinal for the 2nd straight year? I love that pick.
Bet against Barry Trotz at your own discretion. I like the Islanders. Defense, I think they're going to make some sneaky moves at the trade deadline, so I like them. Winnipeg, too. I think they come out of that Canadian division. I don't like their defense, but great top 9, good goaltending. Sets up for a real interesting conference finals because you know what? Colorado's great defensively, too. We don't talk about that enough.
Yeah.
Stanley Cup final. NHL fans, who wants to see this? Tampa Bay versus Colorado. This would be a dream final, I think, for me, just in terms of the elite talent on these teams. And I cannot bet against the defending Stanley Cup champions because I can't poke holes in that team. Like, where are you looking? I think for Colorado, if Grubauer is hurt, the backup goaltending situation is so shaky. We don't know there.
Right.
Where are you poking holes in Tampa Bay? It's a lot harder. So
yeah, well, we do think that the Avs would have gone farther if they hadn't had so many injuries on the goaltending front down the stretch against Dallas. But I hear what you're saying, and you're right. We also have to mention Nikita Kucherov, going to be the best acquisition come playoff time ever for Tampa. So I would also not be surprised if the Lightning are somehow able to repeat for the first time since Pittsburgh did it back in 2016 and 17. Very fun. Thank you so much, Mike Kelly, for having some fun with us.
Absolutely. I hope you like the bracket.
I love it. Very fun.
All right, it's time for the Super 16 presented by New Amsterdam Vodka. Our buddy Dan Rosen is unable to appear today, perhaps frightened by the arrival of one Brian Lawton. There you can see that's a candid shot of Dan that we took earlier in the week. So here is his picks. And you can see 9 through 16. He's got the Rangers sneaking in at 16. The Canadians hard to know where they're at right now, especially because they're not playing, but they're at 15 on Dan's list. The Blues, Penguins, Jets, Wild, Oilers, and Leafs. Let's flip it. Let's get to the top 8.
Yeah, please.
Let's get to the top.
You know what, when I look at
that is a nice picture of Dan, though.
When I look at
Dan,
there you go. It's like the Vancouver Stock Exchange. You could wake me up in a dead sleep, and it's just a no.
All right, here's the top 8.
I got to take a shot at Dan.
No, it's very nice. I enjoy that. Here's the top 8. He's got the Bruins at 8. I think that might be a little high. Even they haven't played for a while, but they were having some struggles. Panthers at 7, Islanders 6, Caps 5, Avalanche 4, Hurricanes 3, Golden Knights 2, and Lightning at 1. And for me, you know, I want to focus on that top group there.
Yes.
I would love to see the Lightning and the Avalanche in the Stanley Cup final, because the style of play, the two teams, it would be so exciting. Yeah. To see those teams in a 7-game series. Are you with me on that or no?
I want to call your wife and ask her if you scream that in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night. I sometimes do.
Yes.
I sometimes do.
Yes, because you've been...
The Avs!
Yes.
Yeah, and the Lightning.
You've been screaming it for a while now.
Yeah, well...
Put it out there. You might just get it in the universe.
Well, listen, there's a lot of great teams. I mean, the Vegas Golden Knights are terrific.
Yeah,
the Hurricanes are good. The Panthers have played well this year. Up in the North Division, we see the Leafs have had a pretty good season, although they've had some struggles of late. So there's a bunch of teams.
All right, I got to think of one quick here. Okay, I'd like to see that, believe it or not, and Jackie will love this. We'll put it on a T for her again, to Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah. I would love to see them as one of the teams. Who would you pick to be on the other side of that?
What, of a Stanley Cup final?
Stanley Cup final.
Well, I don't want them in. I told you who I want. I want Colorado and Tampa.
You got to give some love to other cities.
How about this? How about Colorado and Toronto then, because you have Naz Kadri against his former team. So that would be a nice
but I was trying to include some other groups.
All right, Lost. Well, listen, Dan
Colorado.
Rosen, wherever you are, Dan.
Toronto.
We miss you, and we hope you're going to be back with us.
We're thinking about you, Dan.